Hello YouTube and all who inhabit it. Greetings from the Stop Motion Reviewer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the War for Cybertron Earthrise Deluxe Class Hoist. Hoist transforms into a modified Toyota N30 pickup truck with green and orange as its primary color scheme. This figure includes detailing paint that looks to be dirt, scratches, and some other battle grime, which is actually well done on this figure. The dark shade of green really goes well in a truck that's supposed to be something an 80s redneck would pick out that's 10 years old. The orange kibble is supposed to be his towing mechanism, if that's what you want to call it, and it can attach to buildings for whatever reason, but it can also attach to Prime's trailer and anything with the clip system in Earthrise. This part can be finicky in robot mode when it comes to transformation because it fits in the leg a little bit too snug and it isn't the most graceful thing in the world. This can make the backpack kind of a chore to worry about during transformation. The proportions on truck mode are not wildly out of scale with every other figure like the older generation's version either. There are some details with the truck that look a little bit underwhelming. His fists make no attempt to hide from the side of the truck, and the elbows get stuffed down in a way that stresses the plastic on the hood of the truck. The way the bumper has to clip into the torso is also going to lead to some paint chipping on the bumper piece as well. Overall, the truck mode's pretty cool and definitely screams 80s energy and is very Generation 1 inspired. It leaves a lot to be desired in certain areas, but it's definitely not the worst vehicle mode in the world. Getting on the transformation, it is pretty predictable. The back of the truck becomes the legs, the arms come out from the side, but the entire side of the truck comes out with them as fused in kibble. The head pops out of the hood, and that's about it. However, simplicity in a transformation isn't really a bad thing when you think about it, and this does a good job of blending Generation 1 simplicity and modern engineering and articulation. In Hoist Robot mode, I had to say I am impressed with the sculpting of this figure. His face looks pretty much like a furnace with these drill sections on the faceplate. The arms are too skinny and long for my taste, and they're also stupidly loose to the point where they can barely support themselves. He is a very large deluxe, but he's incredibly hollow, and the plastic quality isn't necessarily the worst thing in the world either. On a scale of Cyberverse Wave 1 to Masterpiece Diecast, I'd give it about a Titan's Return, which is about a 6.5 out of 10. It's not the worst, but it's definitely not the best that's come out of this line either. The figure can fit into a variety of different poses and is very well balanced despite the amount of backpack on him, but his insanely loose arms compromise his ability to hold certain poses, and he can barely hold up his own cannon. Speak of the devil, he does come with his orange hand cannon that can fit over his hand and essentially replace it, and I think this weapon matches the look of him very well. He looks like that yeehaw energy guy in the squad who just wants to blast something. This guy looks absolutely smashing with ironworks attached to him, but again, his weak-ass arms can barely hold them. At the end of the day, this figure is by far the best representation of Hoist we've gotten, which unfortunately really isn't saying much. He's a chunky deluxe, but he's burdened with hollow plastic, and it's kind of annoying that they've really downsized the deluxes as much as they did, and they refuse to just add enough plastic on this figure. Altogether, I'd rank him at about an 8 out of 10. He's definitely not the best thing to come out of the Earthrise line so far, and I am going to start being more critical now that the Siege line has set an exceedingly high bar in engineering and quality, and I believe that this is a fair score and assessment. Since there aren't any new figures coming out until September, and I didn't really do the figure I wanted to review justice, my next review is going to be on Siege Commander Class Jetfire. This has been the Stop Motion Reviewer, and I'll see you in my next review.